Non-Profit Report is going live in 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome to the Non-Profit Report. My name is David Roundtree. You may have recognized me from the intro coming in. I am here this week substituting and hosting for Jorge, who is out doing incredible work out in the community as he always does. Behind the scenes, the man, the myth, the legend, we have Elio in the back doing incredible work back there. We have a fantastic show for you guys this week. Just a great week here in our community. But we're going to go ahead and jump right in. Today, we are bringing in the Director of Member Development for the Consortium of Florida Education Foundations, the wonderful Tracy Berger.
Thanks,
How
Dave.
are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. It's a great day, Monday.
Yeah.
Coming straight in and getting to sit down and have a conversation with
Yeah.
you.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, of course,
Fun.
of course. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Like how did you get here to Gainesville? How did you wind up with the consortium? We'll just take the whole trip.
Yeah. I've been in Gainesville 31 years. So came down here from Iowa, a Midwest girl. Came down here to go to graduate school at UF. So I've heard a lot of people do that and they never leave Gainesville. But
I know a few
it
of them.
happens. But it's a good thing. We had always planned to go to South Florida, but never made it. Gainesville's a great place. So came down here with my husband, and he's a landscape architect now here in town. And we have 3 kids and 2 dogs, almost 2 dogs.
Almost
Told you
2
about that
dogs.
earlier.
Yeah.
And so that's what brought us to Gainesville. Been here a long time.
Fantastic.
Almost natives.
Well, I feel like we are.
Yeah.
Right? I've been here now for 16 years. You're 31 years.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, we were not born Alachua County residents, but I think we've earned it.
Yes.
I think we've earned it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to tell us a little bit more about your nonprofit background and your history of how you got to the consortium.
Yeah. So I've been in the nonprofit world here for more than 20 years, and it started with work part-time because I had 3 kids, young kids at the time, part-time with Well Florida Council, and working in the Ryan White Consortium, which supports programs for people with HIV and AIDS. So great experience. I worked on needs assessments and outreach and programs that monitoring kind of programs that we have for folks in North Central Florida. And then I moved to another nonprofit membership organization statewide, Florida Association of Rural EMS Providers, so very small group. But I was the only person there, so I was the only program person. So I was very new, didn't know what the heck I was doing, but got them some funding and got them rolling. And then I moved to the consortium. There was an opening for a part-time person. They were 2 people strong. Now they're 3 people strong. It's very small, but so in nonprofits you kind of do everything. And so just got a hold of there and learned and grew to love the organization and working statewide, and that's how I ended up there.
Fantastic. So you said statewide. What does that really mean? How many counties are you guys operating in?
We support the local education foundations, which can be in every county in Florida, so up to 67. Wow. We actually have 65 members. A couple of counties don't have an education foundation that's functioning. So we have 65 members across the state, and we support them in lots of different ways. It is a membership association, if you will, sort of. Yeah. Networking, professional development we provide for them, kind of helping them be better at what they do, at supporting their local public schools, or their K through 12 schools. So that's kind of our reach.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I think that's really important to talk about when we talk about nonprofits, is that we all get into the business of collaboration and working with one another. And it's always finding those different partners that you can work with out in the community that have either gone through what you have done or have the expertise and can lend that to you and share that with the community at large. That's fantastic. Yep. So I think one of the things that I've always had questions on when we talk about large organizations and how you work with other organizations, especially membership groups, is figuring out what those organizations are. So can you kind of explain to the audience what a education foundation is?
Yeah, they were really established in, I think 1984 through legislation where that said that every school district in Florida can have a direct support organization that really helps them with funding and resources that they can't do on their own, that tax dollars won't support, that sort of thing. So it's not a mandatory, but they can have one. And so that's what these local education foundations are around the state. And in, I think it was the late 19 like 89 or something, they started getting together. You know, these leaders of these organizations started knowing about each other and wanting to learn from each other. And that was really the start of the consortium. And they kind of got together, grassroots, just wanting to meet, wanting to learn from each other. And it really grew from there. You know, local education foundations just support their K through 12 schools anyway. Again, with fundraising for different programs, fundraising for teacher resources, teacher support, teacher recognition, student recognition. Many of them today do scholarship programs. They manage scholarship programs, maybe teacher resource stores, you know, so for teacher supplies. Teacher grants, those are kind of the three big things that a lot of the education foundations do or started doing to get their foot in the door and really supporting their districts and schools and teachers.
So it's like grassroots, getting down to helping the teachers literally put supplies in their classrooms. That's incredible. I know we're going to dive into some of the additional program that you guys provide and help assist these other education foundations. So tell us a little bit about your day-to-day. What does that actually mean for you, and how does that support your long-term efforts of the consortium?
Yeah, so as Director of Member Development, I help our members on a day-to-day basis. So we're very responsive, all of us. Like I said, small nonprofits do kind of everything. But really my job is to help those nonprofits get better at what they do. And that means board development if they need it, program development, impact statements, making sure that they have strong programs. And we do fund some things besides the School District Education Foundation Matching Grant Program. We have some private funders that want to provide funds statewide that we manage and get out to everybody. But really helping them get stronger and more sustainable organizations over time. You know, leadership changes. You know, a third of our members are all volunteer driven. Wow. They don't have staff. You know, they're maybe a person at the school district that was assigned to manage the foundation, or a couple of members of excited community members who wanted to do something for their schools and got involved. And you know that. Volunteer work is hard, especially if you have a full-time job, but you just are passionate. Your kids go to the school and you want to do something, and they found this way through a nonprofit to bring in community support and private dollars to help with the public schools. So helping them with that, navigate that. Something our organization does is it's really a strong networking. Peer-to-peer learning, the sharing. I think that's, you might say, if you ask any of our members, they'd say that was the strongest thing, their most helpful thing that we do. We allow them to interact with peers. We connect them with their peers. If they want to start a mentoring program, we know, 5 other folks in the state are doing this program. Here, connect with them. Yeah. They're doing a great job, and they learn so much from each other and duplicate efforts. They think that's funny, but it works, and they're really sharing and just the feeling of a family. Yeah. And helping each other. That's who we are.
To create that across the state is just incredible. That's awesome. I know that I'm relatively new to my role. I am the Director of Diversity and Inclusion Outreach at the Community Foundation of North Central Florida, and had the extreme pleasure when I started working at the foundation to actually share office space with Tracy. Yep. And then, we all went home for COVID, and when I came back to the office, my office mates were gone, and they relocated over to 43rd Street, correct?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Fantastic. But I would walk into the office and I would hear you guys have these meetings through the walls. Sure. But you guys were constantly connecting others, and that's really, really impressive. How many trainings would you say you guys do over the course of a year?
Well, this past year, or
yeah, you know what? That's a great question. So normally, and then 2020 moving forward.
Yeah. So we typically have 4 quarterly meetings every year. So just spread out through the state so people can don't have to travel so far, but try to get access, and highlight an education foundation if we're in their community, and they show us their programs or something interesting in their community. So that's fun when we were able to get together. Yeah. And always had opportunities for webinars and affinity groups. We have a senior scholarship affinity group for those who manage scholarships, the teacher resource store group for those who manage that. So that's one way we connect them so that they can talk to each other. We kind of set it up and get out of their way so they can learn from each other. Right. So this past year, it's been different for everybody, and we had to learn Zoom really fast. But and we've had those four meetings, quarterly meetings, just virtual, and we've actually almost doubled our attendance.
Wow.
Because in part staff were able to attend.
Yes.
And board members are able to attend, or even a funder, if they're interested in a certain program or something we're offering at a meeting, they can attend. So that's been really, a bonus of this time we're in, to really engage the larger foundation stakeholders in these meetings and trainings. And we try to give something for everybody, because we have small foundations. I think Liberty County has 800 students, and then Miami has 350,000. So there's big variance, as you can imagine, in Florida, not in rural and urban and everything in between. So we really try hard to make something available for everybody at our meetings. It's not always easy.
Yeah.
We have lots of breakouts for different people and different size organizations.
I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit. You talked about breakouts. How do you guys manage that when you do break out your programs? Do you do it based off of the population size of the area, population of the number of students that are part of the education foundations? What do you guys do?
It's more, we've tried that, and that's good, especially for the smaller organizations or sometimes the bigger full group conversations not really geared towards them.
Yeah.
But it's going, so it's funny you say that, because we're kind of working that out. How do we manage that? And folks want program type. So we have this teacher resource store or some other program that's new. Maybe it's Digital Divide. They're working with their community and their district on closing that divide, that gap. Well, we get those people together. So we'll have a breakout for them. Or like if it's budgeting time. So last month we had someone from our accounting firm come in and talk about budgeting. So it's really kind of interest driven, and but do try to have different options for people. And again, I think that's what drew staff in, to sit in on some of these things that they could learn from us and bring it to their foundation. So that's helpful.
Extremely helpful.
we always are navigating that and trying the best way to reach and make sure that everybody's has something for everybody.
Absolutely. I think what people tend to do, and what has happened over since 2020, since the COVID pandemic started, was that we all were trying to figure out the best possible solution to the immediate problem that we had.
Yeah.
And then when we all started working with one another and collaborating, having conversations, we were able to identify how we could segment our groups, right?
Yeah.
So having conversations like this and sharing it with the audience makes it really easy. So people just tend to think that you're not alone in this. We are all figuring this out, no matter if you're a nonprofit that serves the entire state, but only with a staff of 3. It's just incredible. But we're all working towards figuring out those different solutions. Another question right off the top of your head, or top of my head, what's your preferred meeting platform now? Teams, Zoom?
Well, Zoom. Getting pretty good at Zoom.
Getting Zoom.
Don't change anything on me, so I'll figure it out. But yeah, Zoom gotten pretty good at Zoom, and we have Chris in our office is great, about handling that in the back scene. She's awesome. She's our tech person, and among other things. So
multiple hats.
Yeah, but the breakouts are great because people can talk and learn from each other there and different things, but come out and share. And it's we just had really great success with that.
Awesome. Are there any other things you want to highlight from what kind of changed from your day-to-day operations with COVID besides meetings and going virtual?
Well, for us, that's been mostly that, and virtual versus in-person meetings. And we're going forward, we are going to do more particularly targeted webinars, Zoom webinars, just to reach out to staff more, have more opportunities for staff and board to participate all year long, so rather than just at our quarterly meetings. But for our members around the state, they're local nonprofits, the same problem but they actually do fundraisers, events, and things that were very hard hit, as this past year. So, as we could support them in any way, we tried to connect them with other technology that we know of, online fundraising platforms. That's been a big thing this year that we've learned a lot about, but had to have them share with each other what's working, what's not working, and all those things.
Yeah.
So that's been a big big thing for us, big learning curve.
The digital divide, right? It's not just affecting the students who go to school. It's us working professionals who
I know we all have to
figure
learn.
out Zoom and Teams and go to meetings and everything else, but just to continue to put on our programming and share the great work that we're doing out in the community.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I work at a community foundation and you work at the consortium, and we are trying, we look at long-term sustainable things that are going to make changes and impacts in our community, right? Especially at the granular level. Like, how are you going to get out and help people build their capacity, grow their capacity to help provide more support? Can you share how you guys are doing that?
Yeah, so a couple years ago, we developed with our members, it wasn't us, the consortium, but our members developed what we call Foundations for Excellence Quality Standards. These are 30 standards in 6 different areas like mission, program, board, and fundraising and organizational development that if they hit these, then they should feel good about themselves. Or there's some criteria in there that they show us that they've met. They have a board assessment every year, or they do a strategic planning, stuff like that. So it's really kind of a checklist for them that they can say, okay, these are some areas I need to work on, or I'm doing pretty well in this area, need some work on the other. And so that's part of my job, is to follow up with people if they're or want some support in one of these areas. I can help them, hopefully, or show them where they can get help, or connect them with one of our members that's doing it well. So that's really been a big thing to help us, one, as the consortium, know where people stand, what their particular needs are, but really to get them to feel good about and have some direction on how they can grow the capacity and sustainability of their organization.
Fantastic.
So yeah, that's really fun.
I think, what I find interesting, and another reason why we wanted to make sure that we brought Tracy onto the program, is that they're doing all of this incredible work to help our entire state. We've all experienced this pandemic in so many different ways, but Tracy and her team are working here in Gainesville to make this impact across our entire state. And that's just incredible. So kudos to you and your team, Mary and Chris. They're fantastic people doing incredible work right now. One of the things I found fascinating was the school district's, I'm going to make sure I read this correctly, the School District's Education Foundation matching grant program. It matches dollar for dollar each grant dollar or private investment that comes in. I believe you guys collectively have brought in $52 million since its inception. Right. And last year alone, $5 million, right? $5 million in the last reported year, let's say that. Can you elaborate more on that program? Yeah,
so this year we did receive $5 million. We've managed that program since 2001. And it's a legislative appropriation that we have to vie for every year. But it goes out to, specifically for local education foundations to spend, and they have to get private dollars to match that to support their students, teachers, and schools in their district. So they apply to us. We have an application process, reporting process that foundations, we hold them pretty accountable. I mean, this is big money. This is the state, and this is public money that we need to show that these foundations have shown an impact. So we're really big about them making sure they show an impact, which has been a learning curve over the years to help grow people in that and being able to show measurable outcomes. And that's kind of what we bring people along every year to help them strengthen that. But the programs, they can apply for programs in STEM, teaching quality, literacy programs, improving graduation rates, supporting low performing students, and then career and technical education. So lots of different areas that they can do programs in or support their district in. And so it's been really fabulous, been really great.
Wow, that's incredible. I just heard you mention STEM, and one of the things that I've come across lately, I am a musician. I've been playing music since I was 5. I am that nerdy kid, which I don't think it's very nerdy at all. I took calculus as an elective in college twice because I wanted to do calculus for business.
Nerdy.
It's kind of nerdy. It's a little nerdy. But it's really interesting seeing these different branches of our education system coming together and really working together. So seeing STEM now turn into STEAM, where you're including the arts in this, it's really, really, really fascinating. And it's very innovative, I think, making things just driving our education here in the state of Florida, but also the country. What are some innovative programs that are taking place that you guys are backing here in the state?
Yeah, with those dollars specifically, just in any of those areas, and it really is locally driven. So we don't tell people what they should fund, what kinds of projects. It's really what their community needs, what their district's looking for, what the volunteer board members or what the staff at the foundation wants to work on, what they see as needs. But it's also input from the community and from their donors. So programs like the best part of my job is the end of the year reporting, when everybody's reporting their great results, pictures, they send great photos of kids, and I'm getting goosebumps now thinking of that, because it's just so satisfying to know you're part of this and that you're really meeting the needs locally. So like you asked me about highlighted programs. There's so many, but there's I always think of the smaller districts in northern Florida that really have trouble maybe keeping volunteers motivated, and it's a lot of work when you don't have a lot of community involvement yet, or they're growing. But with the Gadsden Foundation or Franklin Education Foundation, when they have a program that's they want to support parents getting involved with their students and their teachers, 50 students. And, that's pretty innovative for them, to do that and to try it. I mean, they were just trying it, say, we need these parents to be involved in their kids' lives to get them to the next step. And so we were able to help them fund with their matching dollars, a program to do that and to really get these kids more engaged and parents more engaged in their education. We have programs for teachers, all sorts of programs. I said resource stores.
Yeah.
But there's impact grants, teacher impact grants, not just giving classroom grants and that, but having teachers share out about their impactful grants with each other, like Broward and Palm Beach counties do that, and then Polk counties emulated that. They share with each other, they share great programs. So down there's these teachers, after they get their grants and they are successful, they have this showcase that shows this is how we did this and you can do it too. And they give these adapter grants. So if other teachers want to replicate them next year, they can. So they give them the grants and the supplies and the how-tos to do it. And so it just duplicates the efforts. And, we found out through the years that that's what teachers want. Yeah. They want to learn from other teachers. And so anyway, foundations can help do that. They do. So and all sorts of literacy and mentoring programs that people emulate. There's Read to Succeed in Orange County that helps Florida pre-K through third graders, with their literacy, supports them with tutors and mentors after school, and so they do training for the mentors. Our folks help support that, and that's been duplicated around the state as well. So lots of programs like that. You could go on and on.
I mean, that's incredible. I think. What's really, really great to hear is I am now I work for a funder here in our community, but I was on the other end of this. I was writing grants and requesting funding as a director of development for Meridian Behavioral Healthcare here in Alachua County. And it's really, really just, it moves me to see you say that you got goosebumps talking about receiving those end of the year reports, because we all struggle to write them. We all are just trying to make sure we put the best information in there, but for you as a funder to say that you get goosebumps and you're super excited about that, it's incredible. Where can people learn more about the work that you guys are doing, and how can they be a part of what you're doing?
Yeah, so most every district has a local education foundation. In Alachua County, it's the Education Foundation of Alachua County. They're our members, and they do scholarships and teacher grants and mentoring programs. So get involved with them. Help them if you want to know more about your schools or how you can get involved. Call them up. They have a great website, and so any district has that, almost any district. So, and they can learn more about us and the matching grant program through our website, educationfoundationsfl.org.
Right there at the bottom of the screen, folks, right there. Tracy, I want to thank you for spending the last 25 minutes with me. I cannot believe this went by so quickly,
fast.
Right? Both of us were like, there's no way. But again, thank you for coming out and sharing your morning with us. Continue to do the amazing work. We have no doubt that you will. You guys are incredible. And stay tuned, folks. We will be right back. And do you have any closing words you'd like to say to the audience?
Thank you, David. Thanks for this opportunity. Appreciate it.
Of course. We'll be right back with John and our next guest.
Spring is here. Call the best restoration for all of your cleaning needs for every surface in your home. Get rid of stains and pet odors with state-of-the-art carpet, rug, and upholstery cleaning. Our expert technicians will make your tile and grout look like new. Improve your in-home air quality by removing pollen and pet hair with our nationally certified air duct cleaning. Call the best restoration, masters of disasters today.
We don't call it restoration, we call it restoration. The best restoration, masters of disasters.
Spring is here. Call the best restoration for all of your cleaning needs for every surface in your home. Get rid of stains and pet odors with state-of-the-art carpet, rug, and upholstery cleaning. Our expert technicians will make your tile and grout look like new. Improve your in-home air quality by removing pollen and pet hair with our nationally certified air duct cleaning. Call the best restoration, masters of disasters today.
We don't call it restoration, we call it restoration. The best restoration, masters of disasters.
Spring is here. Call the best restoration for all of your cleaning needs for every surface in your home. Get rid of stains and pet odors with state-of-the-art carpet, rug, and upholstery cleaning. Our expert technicians will make your tile and grout look like new. Improve your in-home air quality by removing pollen and pet hair with our nationally certified air duct cleaning. Call the best restoration, masters of disasters today.
We don't call it restoration, we call it restoration. The best restoration, masters of disasters.
Spring is here. Call the best restoration for all of your cleaning needs for every surface in your home. Get rid of stains and pet odors with state-of-the-art carpet, rug, and upholstery cleaning. Our expert technicians will make your tile and grout look like new. Improve your in-home air quality by removing pollen and pet hair with our nationally certified air duct cleaning. Call the best restoration, masters of disasters today.
We don't call it restoration, we call it restoration. The best restoration, masters of disasters.
Spring is here. Call the best restoration for all of your cleaning needs for every surface in your home. Get rid of stains and pet odors with state-of-the-art carpet, rug, and upholstery cleaning. Our expert technicians will make your tile and grout look like new. Improve your in-home air quality by removing pollen and pet hair with our nationally certified air duct cleaning. Call the best restoration, masters of disasters today.
We don't call it restoration, we call it restoration. The best restoration, masters of disasters.
Spring is here. Call the
And just like that, we are back again. Thank you to our fantastic sponsors of this programming. We could not do this without them. Sharing the word of the nonprofits here in our community, promoting hope and awareness. So if you are interested in partnering with the Nonprofit Report, please make sure you reach out to Jorge and Elio and just helping them provide the messages here in our community of what these nonprofits are doing. It's fantastic work. Now, on that note, I like to bring in a gentleman that I have had the pleasure of working with over the last year, who is doing incredible things. He is the president, CEO, and the founder of Motivate You of North Central Florida. Please welcome Mr. John Rollins. How are you today?
I'm great, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for being here. So tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you wind up here in Gainesville or Alachua County? And then we'll get into Motivate You.
Okay. Well, I arrived in Gainesville on March 24th, 1962. I was born.
You were born here. Okay.
So I'm a native Gainesvillian. I've been here all of my life, with the exception of a few times I went out to Daytona to work for a little bit.
Okay.
Worked a little bit over in Mississippi, but other than that, I've middle school, elementary, high school, college, all here in Gainesville.
Fantastic.
I even met a young lady that is from Gainesville, and so we decided to stick around here.
The one who's always off camera. Yes. Okay.
You know, the little lady that lives in my neighborhood.
Yes. You guys know that we've been having these Zoom meetings throughout the course of the pandemic, and I tend to have conversations with John, and it's the little lady over here hiding in the back, but you can hear her. She's very vocal, so she's much like John. So I think what's really interesting, and now actually learning a little bit more that you're from here.
Yes.
How did you go about getting to where you are with Motivate You? I know that you did some work with the city, and then now you're where you're at. So tell us how you came about founding Motivate You.
Okay. All right. Well, the path is really a simple one in my mind. As an employee with the city of Gainesville, I was basically in charge of the training, and we trained new employees, the new employee orientation. We trained the elected officials and everyone in between. And I learned some skills, and I identified some skills that helped employees to succeed. The idea behind Motivate You was to take some of the information that I've gathered through over nearly 30 years of working,
Yeah.
and then provide those to individuals. We work with elementary school students, I mentioned, and we work with elected officials still. And so I found that those skill sets are transferable. They're applicable to basically every individual, regardless of the level of responsibility. And so Motivate You became the vehicle through which we were able to share those skills with others.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I think being able to use your skill set and to train others and grow our community, not just our community, but when you grow an individual, you grow everyone, right?
Generations, absolutely.
It's a sustainable impact that you're making that is it has that generational impact.
Yeah.
It's just incredible. So John, I'm going to read your mission, because your mission is a good mission, and I'm going to make sure I get this correct. It is to effectively change the global perspectives of self-worth and internal value as we communicate an appreciation for the specific level of importance that each individual brings to our society and our nation as a whole.
Right.
So tell me, what does that really mean to you?
What does it mean? We affirm the greatness of the individual.
Yeah.
And I know that's kind of, it may sound really simple, but our message is you are important.
Right.
And during our trainings, I'll identify an individual in the audience and I'll ask them, go back to yesterday morning when you woke up. Okay, and then come all the way up to this point right now. Who has come to you and who has specifically told you you are important? And it probably doesn't surprise you, but typically the response is no one. So we don't make a habit of affirming individuals. Now, we'll tell them they don't matter. We'll tell them they're not good enough. We'll tell them all of those things that tend to degrade.
Yeah.
But the idea behind the you are important message, changing the global perspective, affirming the greatness, is to remind each individual that he or she has value, that they still have worth. And we want to communicate that message. And in fact, our goal this year is to reach 1 million people.
1 million people.
With the you are important message, to affirm them and remind them of just how great they are.
That's fantastic. You know, you saying that just brings me back to yesterday. My brother and I were able to get together for his birthday. And, you know, through this pandemic, it's been really hard to like see family members and see loved ones. And I don't know if it was the pandemic. I don't know what it was, but he told me that was one of his most important birthday, or one of the best birthdays that he's had. Yeah. And that to me was my brother telling me that I'm important, right? Yeah. And I have carried that just the emotion from that through my whole entire day today. It's just been incredible. You know, one of the things I was talking to Elio about before we started this is I'm actually deaf in my right ear, and we people don't know that because I play it off and can read lips. But I was looking at your message and I thought it was so important because what you guys do is you say you are important. So I figured I'd bring a little sign language in today. So that's you are important. So with that, like, how has the pandemic affected your work and what you guys are doing out in our community?
Actually, if you don't mind, because you brought the sign, and I don't know any other language with any kind of fluency, but tu eres importante. Vous êtes important. It's a universal message. Everyone desires to hear it. Everyone deserves to hear it.
Yeah.
And so that's our goal. We want to, so back to the mission, to change the global perspective, not just locally, but of every nation, every tongue. We want to communicate that message.
Fantastic.
Okay. Now, I apologize to anyone who has messed up my attempts to try to speak in a different language. But so the question is, how have we been impacted by the pandemic?
Yeah.
Other than not being able to deliver in-person sessions, because ideally we want to look at the eyes, we want to experience that interaction, those emotions. We weren't able to necessarily do that because of shutting down everything. But our program is such that we were able to immediately pivot and to deliver it virtually.
Yeah.
And I found it satisfying. We were working with a particular agency here with the University of Florida College Reach Out program. And we did a pre-test, we did a post-test for 2 groups, middle school and high school students. And we measured based on their responses how they felt about themselves. And even in a virtual setting, the program, we were able to receive 100% improvement in each of the students.
100% improvement.
And it was both groups of students. And so even through the pandemic, I still believe that we were able to effectively connect and deliver our message, and it was evidenced by the results from their surveys, the post-test.
That's incredible. I think we all have been on these Zoom, Team, GoToMeetings, Facebook chats, all of this stuff. And I am the first person to tell you that some of those, I just put my headphones on, you see my name, and that's where I'm at, right? Because we're trying to manage so many different aspects of our life right now through this. So that see that you guys are getting that type of result is just incredible.
Yeah.
So tell me who leads these programs. I know you guys have a special name for these people who go in and lead these programs for you guys.
That's correct. We, the session facilitators, our title for them is an attitude guide.
Okay.
And the idea of attitude is one of the components of our program, and that our attitudes have such a major impact on how we succeed or whether we don't succeed.
Right.
And so we call them attitude guides. If you can envision a travel company, you have the travel agent who sits at the desk and tells you about it. Then you have the travel guide or tour guide who actually accompanies you on your journey when you travel to the different countries. And so our attitude guys are the individuals who will go in and build that relationship, that connection with the students, with the participants, and then travel with them from the beginning to the completion of the program. And then ideally, because of the connection that we've established, hopefully we can maintain that even after we're no longer there physically, but they're able to continue to reach out and connect with members of our program.
So again, you're not building rapport for just one situation. You're building rapport that's going to last and be sustainable so you can continue to make those impacts. You're inspiring other individuals to become mentors through mentors. And it's just a spiraling chain of people working with one another and helping each other. That's just incredible. Tell us about some of the partners and the collaborations you have right now.
Okay, so we worked with multiple agencies. We worked with, and I'll try to remember a lot of them. We started out with the high schools, Eastside High School. We worked with the Reichert House. We worked with the Boys and Girls Club, the Gainesville Housing Authority. We worked with the Pace Center for Girls. We worked with Newberry, Alachua, Rawlings Elementary Schools. We worked with Bradford Middle School. We worked with Columbia Middle School. We worked with neighborhood associations. We worked with a lot of people, and that's at the school level.
Right.
We work with ACES in Motion, which is an after-school program. We are now slotted to work with the Girls Place. We're slotted to work with the YMCA. So we are excited that we're getting some attention.
Yeah.
Our results are starting to speak for us. And now we have more opportunities to go out and to build those relationships deeper into the community, expand our impact.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what was really fascinating right there, what you said to me was, I heard you naming off the different collaborations and partners that you have, and seeing that you're working with ACES that does work out in East Gainesville. You're working with Girls Place right off of 39th Avenue, or the YMCA right off of 34th. Mm-hmm. You guys are doing incredible work, and it's not just in one part of Gainesville. You're helping everyone around. And from our conversations, you've been doing some work outside of Gainesville as well. Is that correct?
Right.
You want to share about that?
Yeah. So we went to Hillsborough we didn't do it this year, but for the last 3 years prior to this year, we were able to do their Martin Luther King Day of Service, empowering East Tampa's youth. And again, we have reports from our hosting agencies that it's being impactful, touching the lives of the individuals. We also, I mentioned Lake City Middle School, and Bradford Middle School. So those are some of the agencies that we work with immediately. We are actually in contact with Levy County now to start transferring some of those programs to their students. So we're anticipating that we will continue to expand throughout the state. We are anticipating that when other states see some of the impact that we're having, that maybe there'll be a hunger or desire for them to adopt it with their areas. And so I believe that our message is one that will transfer beyond our local area and be accepted in states all across the nation.
Fantastic. You're doing incredible work. I think the message is extremely important. You are important, right? You are important. So you were talking about, your drive to reach 1 million people.
Yes.
What are you guys calling that? How are you doing that? How are you putting that into place?
So Message to 1 Million.
Message
That's
to
the
1
campaign.
million.
Message to 1 million.
All right.
And we are doing it a couple ways. Ideally, we are using our social platforms. So we have Facebook, of course, Motivate You of North Central Florida. We have our YouTube channel. We have Constant Contact. We're using that to through a text campaign.
Okay.
To text the word URIMPT to 22828.
22828.
22828.
What was the
UR
that U, the letter U, the letter R,
IMPT.
IMPT. All right.
URIMPT to 22828. And that is a way that we're able to start tracking the progress that we're making. And so, and word of mouth. This is a great platform. I heard Elio reference the listeners, and so this will be an opportunity to just share for someone. And I know that the people who are listening, there are going to be times they're going to feel devalued.
Right.
Somebody's going to come in and do something or say something and try to minimize their value. And I know, based on everything that's going on in the world today,
Yes.
there are times when we just don't feel that we are worthy.
Yeah.
And I want to remind you that today, tomorrow, and forever, you are important. You matter. You are an amazing individual. And we may never meet face to face, but I assure you that to someone, their lives would not be the same if you weren't in it.
This is for me what I have experienced for the last year. I had the opportunity to talk to John on a weekly basis at one point through the pandemic. And so we all had our different struggles. And for me, being able to get on a phone call where someone was not just pushing the message out to the community, but was actually living it and breathing it was just incredible. So I personally, thank you. It was my pleasure to get on the call with you guys every week. One of the things that's really exciting, because you guys are hearing about this incredible work that they're doing, the city of Gainesville recognized you guys, and I believe they recognized you on April 1st, but on April 4th through the 11th, it was Motivate You Week here in the city.
You are important week for the city of Gainesville, yes.
What?
And that was...
Go ahead, no.
No, and that was an honor and the mayor and I, we've spoken on multiple occasions. Commissioner Simmons actually came to our official launch to issue the proclamation. So we have some type of relationship. But to just hear from them that they are aware of the work that we're doing and that they can see the contribution of being one of value. I mean, it's humbling. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing if your brother, your sister tells you, "Oh, you're doing a good job, keep it up," but to be recognized by city government, to be recognized by the leaders of the community, it really is an humbling thing, and I'm grateful. So.
Well, you're doing the good work, and that's what's important, right? You're doing the work, and you're getting out there, and people are recognizing it. But it's not that they're recognizing you or they're recognizing Motivate You. They're recognizing the results that come from your work. And that's, I think, the most important part. We just had Tracy on, who was talking about how she gets goosebumps reading reports, right? But being able to share that knowledge and the information with the community and report it out and let people know that it is having this impact is huge. You're a nonprofit. We'd be remiss to not talk about some of the things that you guys, some of the issues you guys may face. Funding issues. What are some events that you guys have coming up that you'd like to share with the community? Okay.
Well, we have, of course, we have the Amazing Give, which is, I noticed his shirt. I felt a little bit. So wait a minute, I wanted one of those shirts. The Amazing Give is coming up Thursday, and Motivate You is one of the organizations, and there are many organizations that the foundation is allowing an opportunity to spread their message. So we have the Amazing Give. That's Thursday from 7
a.m. to 7
p.m.
Yep,
Okay.
Yep.
And so that's one of the things, of course, if you are looking for an agency that is working with youth, that is having a long-term positive impact in the lives of youth, there are many, but Motivate You would definitely welcome your support. We are also scheduled for a Yelp, Gainesville Yelp, where we will be able to share our message with the local, in the Alachua County, Marion County, and I think one other local organizations. So we'll be able to talk about Motivate You, and specifically on that session, we're going to be talking about mental health, about how you can combat or overcome some of the challenges that you may be experiencing, and through your attitude, through your mindset. And the specific program is you can control your heart by controlling your head.
Okay.
If you have your mindset right, it does help to overcome some, or offset some of those physical challenges that we have. So we're going to, that's with the YOLP. And we're going to be working again through these summer programs with many of the agencies locally. So those are some of the things that we're doing.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
John, this sounds like there's a lot of work being done by this organization. How many people are on your team?
So we have seven Attitude Guides.
Wow.
We have our executive director, Miss Gloria Pringle Ashley. We have our board of directors. There are 7 board of directors. And we also have support of our former executive director, Miss Chantel Smith, and one of the other board members who recently termed out. She knows who she is. I can't mention her name because of the type of work that she does, but we have a lot of people who are working with us. We have an intern who is with one of our students now, our graduates of the program, and we're going to be getting another intern through the FYCS Family Youth Community Sciences program starting next month.
Wow.
So yeah, we have a team of individuals. I am fortunate enough to be a part of the work that they're doing.
Yeah,
They let me come along for the ride.
That's incredible. I think one of the things is, I've met Miss Chantel. She's virtually. I think I only met Miss Chantel virtually, right?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But she has been an incredible asset to the organization.
Yes.
And when you have transitions like that, where an individual leaves an organization, and I hear that they're still continuing to support that organization, is just tremendous and speaks highly of the work the organization's doing, the people behind the scenes doing the work. And she's in Atlanta making a difference now.
She's in Georgia. I don't know exactly where, but here's the thing. And you shared how unique it was. When you heard that she and I had been working together, but she had let me know 6 months prior.
6 months, people. 6 months. That's incredible.
And had you not known, had we never revealed it to you, you never would have known by her effort.
No, not at all.
And so Miss Gloria has come in, and she jumped right in, and she has been making strides, opening doors for us, establishing connections. So I'm grateful to have a group of people, as I mentioned earlier, who just are committed to the vision.
Yeah.
I would love, you asked about what are some of the challenges.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we're a small nonprofit. We can't pay the salary that they're deserving, but that has in no way minimized the amount of work, the effort that they've committed to it.
Wow.
And so I look forward to the day when we're able to reward them commensurate with the level of work that they provide for us.
Fantastic. So if you guys you're looking for community partners, what's a great community partner for you to carry on your message, whether it's working behind the scenes or coming in and working with their staff, or maybe an after school program? What's a great community partner for you?
Well, now that's a loaded question.
Okay.
So here's one of the greatest shameless plug. One of the greatest community partners that we've come into contact with is the Community Foundation. You kind of sensed that was coming.
I didn't.
Right?
No, I didn't actually. I thought this was going somewhere else.
Yeah, but the Community Foundation, David, you and your team, the resources that you make available, not just to motivate you, but to the community nonprofits, the trainings that you offer, the experts that you bring in. So that has been invaluable. But we're looking for partnerships with the school board. I would love that have our program in every school in Alachua County. The old idea that charity begins at home. I'm willing to travel and take this message wherever.
Yeah.
But I would love if the people in my community heard it first. The after school programs, the YMCA, the Boys and Girls Clubs, the sports organizations, Aces in Motion. And it's interesting. We did reconnect with Aces in Motion last week, and we're meeting with them tomorrow, I think, to reestablish that connection. For me, that's words don't describe, because of the pandemic, we were separated for some time.
Yeah.
But to reestablish the connection, it says to me that when we were there must have been some value.
Right.
And I look forward to reconnecting with those students. I found out that one of the members of their staff now was one of the first graduates
Really?
who is now a member of the team. I think she's the after-school director.
Okay.
So you talk about legacy, you talk about generation. ACES worked with her, opened the door for her. She took advantage of it, and now she's coming back to give back to those. And that's the kind of those are relationships that we want to be a part of.
Right.
Comments.
That's fantastic. Oh, hey, Charles, I see you there with great job, guys. Hey, Charles, thanks for checking in and tuning in today. So you guys are doing work with Aces in Motion and Girls Place, the Y. Thank you again for the shameless plug for the Community Foundation. Our team is incredible. I could not be here taking time out of my day if it wasn't for Barzella over at the foundation, Leslie at the foundation, and Nancy. Incredible support system that I have with my team. And we're like you. We're small. We're mighty, right?
Yeah.
We don't need to be many to be mighty. And so I really appreciate the work that they're doing and that we're able to help and support the community at large. John, tell us where people can learn more about the Motivate You and your message to a million.
Okay. All right. So our website is www.motivateyouofncf. You see it there on the bottom of the screen, .org. Again, we're on Facebook at Motivate You of North Central Florida, Twitter at Motivate You of NCF, so you can reach us there. And also you can hashtag URIMPT. I want to make sure that you get one of these, sir. This is a wristband that we give to each of our participants at the completion or during our programs, and it serves as a reminder of the You Are Important message. We have multiple colors, but yeah, hashtag URIMPT. And you can reach me at John at Motivate You of North Central Florida, motivateyouofncf.org. I would love to have a conversation with you and hopefully partner with you and your team.
Direct email address coming from John right here on the show. I know Jorge's going to be a little disappointed. I saw when Dream on Purpose came on, they brought him a t-shirt. He was asking for gifts, and look what I got. Look what I got, Jorge. So thank you guys again so much for coming out. I would be completely remiss if I did not talk about the amazing give that's coming up this Thursday from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. here in our community. It's one of the largest giving days here in our state. But the Nonprofit Report has been so instrumental and so helpful, and Elio's coming out to help. Last year he DJ'd from a remote location, and that was incredible. Made me dance on screen for a little bit. That was embarrassing. But again, we want to make sure we invite the community out to support these nonprofits. There are over 90 nonprofits that are doing incredible work just like John. Go to theamazinggive.org to learn more information. Donations are open now. I don't know if I was allowed to plug that or not, but I did. So thank you guys so much. Again, Elio, this has been fantastic. Jorge, thank you guys. And everyone that's out there, continue to do the good work. Truly, I love this community, and it's with sincere gratitude that I thank you guys all for having me today. Have a great day and an even better tomorrow. Bye, guys.
The Nonprofit Report is going live in 3, 2, 1.